at Oryx earlier on this week, and they loved him, yeah? I think they want to know a little bit more about him.
Well, this guy is super impressive. You see him, he got this physique, but we do not know a lot about this guy. He went off the grid for 15 years. He completely disappeared. But we do know some few key points about him. He's a pretty good marksman. He does some tactical driving. He's well-versed in martial arts, and he comes from Jordan.
And how did he get involved in Rainbow Six?
Well, he showed up in front of Kaid's fortress. He wanted to get in there and get some directions.
Yeah.
So, but Kaid, being the man that he is, he made him wait a couple of weeks outside, test his resolve, and see how he is.
The long game.
Exactly. And he finally took him in as a cadet, and he quickly grew up in ranks and became his second most trusted advisor.
Well, he seems like a great pickup. Tell me what he brings to the table as an operator.
He brings in the Rema Dash. As you can see, it's an ability, just like Kavera. It's not a gadget a tool that you use. The Rema Dash has three noticeable uses. The first one is a quick dash forward, which is the bread and butter of the ability. The second part is going through soft surfaces. It allows him to create some rotationals and new paths to get in the way of the attackers. The third part is actually climbing up the hatches, a bit similar to what we have with Amaru, but this time he can actually hang around, peek, notice, check if it's safe, and go up on the floor above.
He really treats the map like his playground. He can bust through whatever he wants. He has fun all over the different levels. So what was the thought behind adding an operator who can do what Oryx can do?
Exactly. It's been a while since we did a proper roamer, so we brought him all the tools he needs to be a pain for the attacker. So everything about him is about the ruthless aggression, just moving around the map and being in your face.
So you definitely wanted to get a new roamer in there. Let's take maybe a look at his loadout next, and tell me what you thought to add with him.
Oryx is a 2-speed, 2-armor operator. He brings in the Spaz 12, which is super great if you want to be in your face with the attackers, or you got the MP5, which is more reliable for mid-range, but he does not bring an ACOG with his MP5. On the secondary part of his weapons, we got the Bailiff 410, which is super useful if you want to open the hatches and make use of the ability, or you got the USP 40, which is more about reliability.
Well, and tell me a little bit about his secondary gadgets here as well.
Like we said, we wanted a roamer, so we brought him the barbed wires, which is super great to have sound cues and slowing down the attackers. Or we have the bulletproof cam that is really good to know if you can actually go up of a level.
Well, this is a really nice kit, a very strong-looking operator. So I'm wondering, what is going to counter an operator like Oryx?
Since he's a roamer, you want to bring tools that is really good at stopping roamers. First of all, we got Gridlock. Not only it's good to cut off rotations, but it will stop him in his tracks. It will completely stop the dash, and it will stop him there. The second good counter that you can bring is Lion. The EE1D will spot him when he dashes around because it's a move. And the third one would be the air jab. When he dashes forward, it will get interrupted and pushed back with the air jab.
And who's Oryx going to be a really strong pick against?
Well, there's something I didn't mention about the Remadash. It's actually pretty good at pushing back attackers if it bumps into them. So it will also include shield operators and fully extended Montang. So no longer you will be stuck in a 1v1 with a Montang that looks at you and looks at the diffuser being diffused.
Yeah, you're going to knock him right on his butt.
Exactly.
We've talked about the brawn of the operations. Now let's talk about the brains you're adding. Iana has a very interesting backstory. Tell me a little bit about her.
We have quite the dreamer over here. Not only she's a dreamer, but she acts upon to make them reality. From the youngest of age, she looked up at the stars, and from their home of the Netherlands, she studied aerospace engineering, and this led her into a trip into the International Space Station. When she came back, well, she wanted more. She wanted to get out there again, so she devised a tool that she calls the Gemini Replicator.
Right, she created this amazing tool so she could project herself to the moons of Neptune and continue her scientific exploration. But her tool of science has now become a tool of violence. How do we use the Gemini Replicator in battle?
The Gemini Replicator is a gadget that allows to gather information at the same height level as an operator, so it's really valuable information that is more interesting than a drone. So this ability will create an hologram that looks exactly like Iana. So be it uniforms, headgear, loadouts, customization, everything will be replicated. We want to make sure that you can actually fool the defenders too.
So when I have a sweet skin on, that's going to be replicated?
Exactly, everything. We want to make sure that you fool the defenders. So sounds, motions, everything is just like an operator.
So what's the design intentionality behind an ability like this?
We wanted to create a new observation tool that was more than the drone, but being the drone, the drones are really useful right now, so we had to add more layers to it. So we created this hologram, and everyone just felt like it was a perfect spearhead, so everyone got behind, and it created a lot of team plays. So we just went full on ahead with this and make sure that it's a good tool to fool the operator, the defenders, and a good observation tool.
Yeah, and you get a perspective on the situation from eye level when you go into it as well with your clone.
Exactly. It's information that you can use that is even more useful than a drone.
So when she's not controlling her clone, what else does Iana have available to her?
We got 2 assault rifles. We got the ARX 200 with a bit of spice added to it. We added the vertical grip to it. And the second option, if you've played Hash before, well, you know that the G36C is a pretty good weapon. So we got those 2 assault rifles out there.
And she's got, I see here, a smoke grenade and a frag grenade. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. We got the pretty loaded section over here. We want to make sure that you make use of the ability of the Gemini replicator. So the smoke grenade will create natural team plays, so being allowed to fool the defenders and create a situation that the attackers can...
yeah, really play off that.
Yeah, exactly, sorry. And the frag grenades is really to make sure that you can go forward and go on navigating, so removing those evil eyes and stuff like that.
How do I even conceptualize playing against an operator that can be in 2 places at once?
We got 2 passive counters for it. First of all, we got the mute. The first range of the mute jammer will reveal to everyone that it's not the real Iana, so it will start to flicker. And if Iana goes on and enters the second range of the mute jammer, it will get destroyed. The second passive counter that we have is electricity. The hologram is super fragile, so any damage will destroy it. So leave barbed wires electrified on the floor, and she won't be able to go through. And since the hologram cannot deal any damage, it won't be able to destroy barricades or go through castle barricades, so it will stop the navigation there.
That's a full-on wall for her.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Anything else we're missing about Iana? We really covered a lot here.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I think the rest is going to be up for the community to get her in their hands, Oryx as well, and that's going to be on February 17th. You guys can play these operators.